மறக்காம சர்ப்ரைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you.
Rook in two pawns versus two light pieces is usually advantage for the side which is owing the rooks, especially in the end game, but it can be also the case in the middle game if we are having an attack and if we have enough working space for the rook. This is the case in the game Polgar against H. Black has just played the move h6, threatening to take the knight. Polgar doesn't want to retreat it though. She's taking the pawn on f7, just like in the previous case. The pawn on f7 or alternatively on f2 is like a magnet for the light pieces. Most of the sacrifices or this exchanges, to put it this way, of two light pieces for rook and a pawn are made on these two squares. After rook takes f7, white is not in a hurry to take on f7 immediately. The rook has nowhere to go, so first of all she is improving the position of the rook. The threat is obviously to win the knight on the pin, and black reacted immediately with a mistake. The most natural move to move away the queen from the pin appeared to be losing one more pawn. Instead of that, a more stubborn defense would be to go bishop to c6, but then also after bishop takes f7, queen takes f7, b3 and knight b6, the rising position would be in white's favor. The main thing for that, the main reason for that is that the knight on b6 is not really looking great. Also the bishop, they are lacking some spaces, they are lacking targets at the moment, and this knight on b6 is not stable. It's not on an outpost. So after that white can continue, for example, with queen d2, a move that I like, or they can also take on e5 and queen d6, which is also a nice idea for the first player. But I think that queen d2 is slightly better, as it keeps open the options, not only to take on e5, but also d5 is an option, and the queen is eyeing the queen side to attack this loose knight on b6 and the pawn on a6. White would be better in this case, but this was the less evil, because what happened in the game wasn't that great. Queen b8 was answered b3, knight b6, now bishop takes f7, but first of all Polgar took on c8, rook c8, bishop takes c8, bishop takes f7, king takes f7, and the pawn takes on e5. It becomes obvious that black cannot take on e5 because of queen d8, and after that rook c1 followed by rook c7 would be the end of the game. In that case the pieces got stuck on the queen side, and once again there is no coordination between the light pieces, just like in the previous case. Therefore after d5 black didn't take, but he played king e7 instead. Now queen h5 is a nice move here as well, playing for the attack, followed by queen g6. But Polgar played it, kept it simple. She took on d6, queen takes d6. We already know that the endgames arising after queen takes d6 should be also great for white. Here, for instance, she can play f4, king is coming to d4, the pawns are moving forward without much either, and this is also a winning position for the first player, but she decided to play for the attack instead of that with queen c2. It's a question of taste. In positions like that, white's advantage is really very big. The pawns are controlling the center, they are taking away the good squares from the pieces, and the rook has enough working space to open files. The queen is also great, so white should be winning this one. The game concluded bishop b7, rook d1, queen c6, queen is going on d2, looking for the nice squares on d8 and d6. Now knight d7. The rook is attacking the queen, and white is making use of the small tactical trick that black can never take on e4 because of the move rook e1. So now the black pieces will have to abandon the good squares. Black goes queen to f6, a4, bishop to c6, queen a5. The queen is attacking the queen side. ba4, ba4, knight e5. For the moment black managed to coordinate a bit the pieces, but the next move queen c7 is showing that it's not for long. Bishop came on d7, rook d1, Now the threat is f4, and if black takes it, rook takes d7 would be the answer. Black played queen e6, queen c5 check, king e8, and rook d6. All the bad guys are coming, and black had to resign after queen e7, queen c7, a5, and rook a6, as he's losing plenty of material. So what you need to remember from this case, from this sample, is that a rook and 2 pawns, usually this is material advantage, and in most of the cases, in the endgame especially, the rook is better. This one we know, but also in the middle game, if the position is open and the rook has working place, then the advantage is also to the side which chose the rook.
மறக்காம சர்ப்ரைஸ் பண்ணுங்க. Thank you.